In our industry, we experience times of downturn, as well as periods of intense activity. Circumstances change, and so do the demands on people in the workplace. No matter how busy we are, being resilient helps us make good decisions and can improve safety. Personal resilience is the ability to cope with difficult experiences and bounce back. It's an important skill that you can learn and use at work and in the rest of life. Improving your resilience should improve your ability to make good decisions when you are under pressure. How well do you deal with difficult situations? How do you cope with too much pressure? How do you make decisions when you are really busy or stressed? How do you react in an emergency? Our brains are naturally conditioned to react to pressure in certain ways. Thousands of years ago, the world was simple, but dangerous. To survive, our brains developed a fight or flight response. In a stressful situation, hormones pour into our bodies to enable us to act fast. This can make it difficult for us to think carefully and take the right action. After a shock, it takes a few moments for our brains to flush out the stress chemical before we can start thinking calmly and are in a better position to make balanced decisions. Understanding this can help us identify what's happening and then respond in the right way. Developing resilience gives us the skills to better control our impulse to fight or flight, essentially training our brains to see stress in a different way. Resilience is a choice and a skill that can be developed. The truth is, we can all learn the techniques to deal with difficult situations and recover and carry on. Having a positive view of yourself helps improve your performance and your quality of life. It's not about smiling and putting up with things. It is about thinking in a way that means you feel that you have more options. Learning to do this will make a real difference in how you cope and manage your feelings. Strengthening our ability to deal with life's challenges helps us to be the best that we can be as individuals and as teams. This awareness program focuses on the resilience you need at work, but it may have an impact on other aspects of your life too. Think of resilience as your ability to bounce back and learn from what has happened. Resilience is about adapting well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, or threats. It is also useful in dealing with stressful situations at work, changes in relationships, serious health issues, or financial difficulties. Resilience is how we deal with the challenges. Imagine it is the final day of your shift. You are completing tasks and looking forward to traveling home. At the last minute, you hear that fog has delayed the relief helicopter and there will be a delay before the weather improves and the flight can be rescheduled. At first, you are angry and disappointed. However, as you think it through, you accept the situation, put the facts into perspective, and continue to carry out your work safely and effectively until the relief helicopter arrives. In that situation, you are being resilient. You can develop skills in personal resilience that will help you bounce back in this kind of situation and make the best decisions even under pressure. In your group, please discuss your answers to the following questions. Do you think that you are resilient? Share an example of a situation in everyday life where you or someone you know showed resilient behavior. Can you identify someone you think of as a resilient person? Can you say why? What do others say about resilience?
We create an atmosphere on board which is open, and people. We discuss things with people. We tell them what we can tell them, of course, so people feel comfortable also to come to us when they have a problem, and that creates a good atmosphere.
Well, resilience for me is a job, and also in family life means that you have some experience in the past which you learn from, and then when you have another situation on board or at home, then you try to think back and find out what you experienced in the past, what you learned, and put it everything in the present.
The backup is always there, always. You know, as I say, it's like a family on it, you know, and everybody is backing each other up. So, you know, we got a great team on this boat, and it works well.
Yes, I know that there are a lot of changes in the oil industry, especially the oil prices, but I cannot deal with it directly, but I can deal with my job and do the best every day.
Personally, I don't get stressed a lot when the work pressure is high. For instance, with a heavy lift, there's always some people in the crane cabins with me to monitor the instruments and the monitors. So I have enough distraction to focus on that, and I don't feel stressed at all.
How am I dealing with stressful situation? Actually, as you are said, it's all right. Stressful situations we have every day, and every time is different, depending on your experience, on your knowledges. From my side, I just calm down, make a step back, and start doing step by step what I have to do.
I'm not from the UK, so for me, it started many years ago, moving out, going to a different country, finding new friends, new work, everything, been through changes, and so I think I've sort of gathered experience and through all these different situations and meeting different people and doing different things. So
I think the offshore coordinators, all of them, have to be very flexible and patient because of changes to the schedule. Helicopters getting cancelled due to weather, they're dealing with crew changes, with travel arrangements, mobilisations, and they always seem to just keep a lid on it.
So on board, the example that I could think of for being resilient is the captain. He steps back, he's calm, thinks things through, any issues or problems, he thinks that the answers through and forms a solution to that, and then passes that on to everybody else for discussion.
My supervisor, because he's the first person I give the question, or also the more experience on board, and give me a good answer or help me during the job.
Especially our facility manager. Yeah, because we always have a solution. When it's a difficult thing, and then we're gonna ask the facility manager, and then we can find the solution. Yeah.
My supervisor is resilient because he's experienced, and he do not stress at all because he understands well the activities that we are doing.
I have a more relaxed attitude now. So, 20 years ago, when I have this kind of news that my back-to-back is not coming, I was maybe angry, and maybe it was infecting my job. But now I'm a little bit older, so I can deal with it.
4 ideas for building workplace resilience. 1. Keep things in perspective. 2. Accept change as part of life. 3. Look after yourself. 4. Take decisive action.